On the weekly time frame on GJ, we are still at that monthly resistance zone. This strong monthly resistance here, this ash zone is monthly resistance. So we are still at that zone, still trading on that zone. Looking at the price action here, price made a head and shoulder on this zone here, on this resistance here. You see this left shoulder, this is the head. Possibly this should be the right shoulder because of the upper wicks candle that we have, which is this, which is a bearish rejection candle. As you can see, rejected of this zone. And this week also we failed to break to make new highs. So we see close below the head and shoulder resistance that we have here. Still close below it. We fail to have a candle that breaks above it. Also, the structure on the weekly time frame is a bullish structure. Price just basically making higher lows, a higher high. This is also a higher low. So potentially this also could be price just wanting to break above this resistance zone. That could be it. Or we might respect this head and shoulder here and price will just go bearish. But right now, because of the price action of last week, I feel we are going to respect the bearish movement. I think we are going to be more bearish. Now, just like I said, we are having this head and shoulder here. So a head and shoulder on a strong resistance zone, that's indicating to us that price wants to reverse. You get, so price wants to reverse potentially. Now that's all we are getting on the weekly time frame here. Also, this is a quarterly zone, which is 215, and you can see that price is jetting off of that 215. We've been rejecting off of it. The last 2 weeks candlestick rejected of this, reject of it. These two also reject of it. So potentially I see price going down to this low here. Now to break it further, we go to daily time frame. On the daily time frame, you see the structure price is making also this candlestick here, these three candlesticks, or for this drop here was the head and shoulder. Also looking at it on daily time frame, you see this is the left shoulder, this is the head, this is the right shoulder. Now one thing we are saying last week was the fact that price was failing to make lows, like a low that is lower than the previous low. Now this low here was the candlestick that formed on Monday. Price drop all the way down. This candlestick price drop all the way down to make this low. Right now, the only thing I have issue with this low is the fact that we didn't have a candle close. This is just a week. Okay, that's the only issue I'm having with it right now. It's a week. But the fact that we drop to make a new low, that could be also signifying that okay, it's like we are starting to become bearish. So this could be a low, and this potentially could be a lower high for price to drop down. Now we also have this daily resistance here, which is this zone that I have, this triangle, this rectangle here. This rectangle is a daily resistance, so this is a high, push all the way up to this high, and we are failing to break above. If you've been working 3 days candlestick, the first day week below, second day week below, third day to push all the way up, which was the Friday candlestick, and we failed to break that zone. We are still weakening, we are still rejecting off of that zone. Just like I said, this zone is also a quarterly zone, which is 215. As you can see here, 215. So now two things I'm saying is, okay, the fact that we made a head and shoulder pattern right on the weekly time frame. Secondly, this is a double top. I would call this a double top, or I would just call it a lower high potentially, right? Potentially I see price using this zone as a new lower high zone for which to drop down to make a new lower low. Yeah, that's what I see here, because price is failing to make new highs. The fact that price is failing to make new highs is just signifying that we might not be ready to break above this resistance that we have here. This might be indicating that we are not ready to break above. So yeah, me saying that, this is just giving me bearish bias. This is everything I'm saying both on the weekly and the daily time frame, both time frames are just giving me bearish bias. So potentially I see this, just like I said, I see this as a lower high zone for price to drop all the way down. Now we might drop all the way down to the next psychological zone, which is 212.500. Overall, I see price dropping all the way down to this support here. Now it's just as simple as it is. Even though, like I said last week, that we are making higher lows and potentially price is going to break above, right? You see the fact that we are making higher lows even on daily time frame, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And I was saying last week that okay, potentially from that zone, from here, they should break above, right? Yeah, we are still failing to break above this high here. We are still failing to break above this high, just signifying that okay, potentially we might want to drop. The only thing that is invalidating this position right now, or is making me like a little bit skeptical about the shorts, right? This daily candlestick did not close. We did not have a body close. If we had the body close, that would be a close below this last higher low. So that would be a switch of structure. So that's the only thing right now. But yeah, I'm still going for short regardless. I'm still going for short. Just see how it plays out. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, see how price is jetting off of this resistance zone, the daily resistance, and also the 215 zone. On the 4 hour time frame before this switch structure, you see this, we had this close, this candle close. You see this thing, this candle close, the way this 4 hour close below this last higher low, you get. This is the same thing I was expecting on daily time frame, like a candle close. That would be way more stronger, a way more stronger signal. You get, that would be a way more stronger signal for a bearish market. That would be a way more stronger signal for a bearish market. But on the lower time frame, we've already gotten the break below, so we've already potentially switch. Now we push all the way up to this zone, and we are rejecting off of this zone. We rejected multiple times. This is the first rejection, second rejection, third rejection, fourth rejection. So we are pushing out to this resistance and we are rejecting off of it. Also, this is the third touch, the first touch and the trend line, second touch. Potentially this should be the third touch potentially. And if I'm going to short all the way down, I'm shorting all the way down to this 4 hour support here. If you go down to the 2 hour time frame, still the same thing. We made the head and shoulder here. We failed to drop down to make new lows. Push all the way up again. Push all the way up. Now what I'm seeing is double top. So this is a double top here. This is first top. This is second top. So this is a double top. So this double top here. A double top forming at this high potentially could be indicating that price wants to go bearish. That should be indicating potentially that price wants to use this zone as a new lower high zone for we to drop potentially. So as soon as market is opening, I'll just observe for a few hours and I will take my short position around here. Now my short position potentially should be around here, and my SL should be above this also, and my TP should be down here. So it's like a 1 to 4 risk to reward. Let's just see how price reacts to that zone. And also we have this trend line also that have 3 touches. So yeah, it's really looking bearish. On the weekly time frame, we got a head and shoulder, even though price is making higher lows. Daily time frame also a head and shoulder and a double top, which is this, a double top here, and we also making this leg here, which is a low, this low here, even though it's not like really strong, because this could just be a low for this could also be a higher low for we to push all the way up, because we didn't have a candle close. You get, that's the only thing that is iffy about the short position right now. But yeah, we'll see. I'm still going for the short side. I'm still going to short. So daily time frame, we have this double top and price making this low, also breaking down to make this, dropping to make this low, and on the 2 hour time frame where we get our entry from, we have this double top. So a double top forming at a high, and also the third touch on the trend line. So this is a double top. So all this just indicated to me that potentially we should drop all the way down to make new low or make a new lower low. So yeah, we just see how price plays out potentially, but I'm way more on the bearish side and bullish side. Let's just see how the market plays out. So yeah, that is my analysis on GJ. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.